Hi, I'm Eunice. You're listening to Grammar Matters, a series of podcast episodes from the English Language Institute of Singapore. Grammar Matters aims to help listeners become more aware of areas of English language use in Singapore which do not follow standard English conventions and which may be confusing to other speakers of the language.
Hello, I'm Paul Doyle, and this is Grammar Matters. In this episode, we're going to focus on modal verbs. Let's listen to Hui Shan, who is trying to help her cousin, Kim B, to get a job in her friend's company, Orient Travel. Mr. Tan is the manager of the company.
Good morning, Orient Travel. Can I help you?
Hello, I would like to speak to Mr. Tan, please.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Mr. Tan is not in. He would be out all day. Can you give me your name and number? I will get him to contact you as soon as possible.
It's all right. I would call again. Will you like to give me a time to call?
Yes, he will be in from 3 to 5 tomorrow.
Thank you.
Did you notice the mistakes made by Hui Shan and the receptionist? They appear to have a problem with modal verbs. Instead of saying, I would like to speak to Mr. Tan, please, Hui Shan said, I will like to speak to Mr. Tan, please. And instead of saying, he will be out all day today, the receptionist said, he would be out all day today. Modal verbs help speakers express meanings of certainty, possibility, permission, obligation, necessity, and volition to add to the meaning of the main verb. Modal verbs are helping verbs and cannot be used as main verbs. They are also known as auxiliary verbs. There are different types of modal auxiliary verb: can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, and must. A modal verb comes before the main verb in a sentence and helps to modify or add to the meaning of that main verb. For example, in the sentence, Hui Shan can speak Hokkien, can is a modal verb, and it is followed by the main verb speak in its base form, that is, the form you look up in a dictionary. In this example, can carries the meaning of ability. Hui Shan is able to speak Hokkien. Another group of modal auxiliary verbs, ought to, have to, need to, dare to, are followed by the word to and the base form of a verb. For example, we have to attend the fire drill exercise at 10 a.m. I think we ought to go earlier, don't you? Yes, but I need to finish this report first. When speaking with others, we use the modal verb would in polite requests and offers. For example, would you post this letter for me? This is a request. Would you like a cup of Milo? This is an offer. Many Singaporean speakers of English use the modal verbs will and would in a way that differs from standard English. For example, Hui Shan used will like,
I would like to speak to Mr. Tan, please.
which expresses certainty or intention about a future action, instead of using would like, which is a polite request. The modal verb will can be used to communicate orders or instructions, offers and statements of intention. For example, I will call again. Intention. Yes, I'll come to your birthday tomorrow. Intention. Here, I'll help you with your luggage. Offer. You will eat your dinner and like it. Order. Would also functions as part of some conditional sentences that talk about events that are not likely to happen or cannot happen. For example, if there was a severe earthquake today, many old buildings would collapse. If I were a billionaire like Elon Musk, I would feed the whole world. As the past form of will, the modal verb would is also used for reporting on meetings or news when the reporting verb is in the past tense. For example, in a meeting, the chairperson announces, "All outstanding employees will be given pay increments annually." The minutes of the meeting record, the chair of the committee announced that all outstanding employees would be given increments annually. Let's listen again to Hui Shan and the receptionist. This time, you will hear that they have overcome their problems with modal verbs.
Good morning, Oriented Travel. Can I help you?
Hello, I would like to speak to Mr. Tan, please.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Mr. Tan is not in. He will be out all day. Can you give me your name and number? I will get him to contact you as soon as possible.
It's all right. I will call again. Would you like to give me a time to call?
Yes, he will be in from 3 to 5 tomorrow.
Thank you. The Grammar Matters podcast series is brought to you by the English Language Institute of Singapore. We would like to thank the Regional Language Centre of the Southeast Asia Ministers of Education Organisation for allowing the use of material from their Grammar Matters publication. To find out more about the ALICE podcast, visit go.gov.sg/ELIS podcast. Thank you for listening.